Our elders rightly warned us, it is senseless to check how deep a river is with both feet. Yet, this is what many of us are doing with hustles. We jump straight into them because we think that this is what worked last year or because everyone on Instagram is doing it, without realizing that most of these hustles are actually dying. By the end of this video, you'll be able to look at a hustle in Nigeria and in less than 1 minute, identify if it's worth your time in 2026. Because I will share a 3-part test and run 5 dying hustles through it. And for every dying one, I will share an alternative version that actually pays serious money. But first, what's actually happening? While everyone thinks it's just AI or too many people doing the same thing, I think it's not that simple. Yes, we have AI drastically producing generic work faster and cheaper. But on one hand, we also have inflation quickly eating up anything that does not deliver real and growing value. And on the other hand, we have customers who have direct access to cheap goods, thereby cutting out middlemen. These are not just separate problems, but a giant wave of problems hitting everything all at once. A hustle survives in Nigeria in 2026 only if it passes 3 checks. The first is that it is hard for AI to copy. The second is that it solves a specific painful high-value problem. And third, it pays enough to beat inflation regardless of the currency. If it fails any of these, then it's dying. As a matter of fact, there is data to back this up. Inflation hit 15.93% in 2026. So, income that felt fine last year is quietly shrinking. Also, the demand for popular hustles like freelance writing fell about 30%, and graphic design is now the 11th fastest declining global job. The advice that everyone repeats online is niche down or use this AI tool to make your work faster or earn more money. But this is a trap because you can be the most niche down graphic designer who uses the latest AI tools, but still lose to another tool or a naira that keeps losing its value. So here's what we are going to do now. I will show you the 5 hustles I talked about earlier and run each one through the same 3-part test. And then I will show you what replaces it. This is not a countdown because there is no worst one. The point is that they all fail the same test. The first hustle on the list is graphic design. And what most people still do is offer generic logo and flyer design on Fiverr and Instagram. The main problem with this is that Canva and image generators can quickly produce a clean logo in just a few minutes. Also, it does not solve a specific problem because one generic logo looks like the others. For these reasons, it fails 2 checks. In fact, the World Economic Forum data backs this up. Graphic design is declining and designers are actually panicking. The top design experts excelling right now are not the ones selling logos. They are the ones selling transformational packages that include brand and identity systems and guarantee their clients protection over copyright issues. The work that survives is strategy and taste applied to a specific industry, using AI to move faster, not competing with it on price. Hustle number 2 is SEO and blog content writing. The most common version of this is mass producing cheap blog posts for international and local clients. But nowadays, AI can quickly write a human-like blog post for free. And also, the pay has become so cheap that inflation eats it up so quickly. So it fails 2 tests, the AI test as well as the Naira test. Writing, which is one of the categories hit the hardest, was down 32% on Upwork in 2025. And so if writing is dead, what replaces it? It is writing that ranks, gets referenced by AI itself and converts, as well as builds authority in a specific expensive niche like fintech or health. Specialist writers in these niches are charging more, not less, because clients still can't get that from a chatbot. The third hustle is basic web design and development. What most people do in this space is build simple WordPress websites. But nowadays, no-code tools can quickly spin up a fantastic looking website with just a few prompts. So the I build websites offer no longer holds water because it fails the AI test. Instead of offering just another beautiful website, build things that make businesses money. Stores that actually sell, booking systems or tools that automate painful tasks. On the global market, demand is moving towards Shopify builds, automation, and AI integrated sites, and away from the generic web expert. So, sell businesses results, not web pages. The fourth hustle is mini importation and reselling. Yes, everybody is trying to make money off of this by buying cheap goods from China and then reselling them. But for me, it doesn't really solve a specific problem because everyone is selling the same products, the same skincare products, the same phone cases, and so on and so forth. Also, the margins are drastically shrinking because customers can buy the same things directly from Temu or AliExpress, thereby cutting out the middleman. For me, it fails two checks, the inflation check as well as the specific problem check. Smart sellers are increasingly abandoning traditional e-commerce and shifting strategies. However, I think that there is still an opportunity in this space, and it is by owning a specific product for a specific underserved buyer and building a brand around it. Not reselling what 1,000 other vendors already sell. The margins live in solving one group's real problem, not in being a cheaper middleman. The fifth and final hustle on the list is POS and cash agency. We all know that setting up a POS stand to earn a commission on every withdrawal is a typical business in Nigeria. But for me, it solves a shrinking problem because most people are going cashless with more efficient options like OPay or MoneyPoint. Also, the margins are becoming lower and lower by the day, just like the mini importation business. So it fails the inflation test. Some operators, especially new ones, are already stepping back because there is a POS stand on every corner nowadays. So instead of a regular POS stand, use the same location, trust, and foot traffic to offer services you can actually price up, like bills, government and exam payments, or anything touching foreign currency would be a more viable option. Move from just dispensing cash at a fixed margin to selling a service whose price rises with inflation. As you can see, 5 different hustles, 1 test. Every single one fails on being copyable by AI or being too generic to matter or paying in money that inflation is eating up quickly. It should never be about picking the right hustle. It should always be about whether the work passes the test. I know you might be thinking, there are still many people who make money with these hustles, and that is true, but they are the ones who have climbed to the version that passes the test. The floor is collapsing, not the ceiling. The entry-level versions of these hustles are dying, but the specialized ones are doing fine. And on a final note, stop asking what hustle should I start. Instead, start asking, does it pass the test? Run every idea through it before you spend another month of your life on it. And if you enjoyed this video, I also believe that you will enjoy this one where I talked about layered specialization, where you develop deep expertise in something durable and transferable across high momentum areas.